Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome back to Factorio. So today we are finally going to put the yellow research that we have been making into use. And we are going to start that off by researching the logistics system. Now the idea behind that is I really want these chests because you can request items to be brought to these chests. And I want to use them in coordination with the artillery. So after the logistics system is done, we are going to research military 4. After that is done, we are going to research artillery. And then we're going to start working on making that artillery, I suppose. So the logistics system, I think we should have everything that it needs. And yeah, indeed, it finally starts. I was just waiting. I was like, why is this not beginning? But here we go. Very exciting. I guess they were still loading up all the different bottles that they actually need. And that's fair enough. Anyway, in the meantime though, yeah, we are going to take a look at this electric light situation, because things have changed a little bit. So we needed iron plates, we need electronic circuits, and we need copper cables. So this stuff can actually go. Actually, maybe it doesn't even have to go. I removed that last one, but I'm just thinking. Yeah, so where is this going? This is a dead end. We do need the iron here. So that's a thing that we do need. I guess we can get rid of this. And what we will instead do, we will also clean out this entire line. We will get rid of the iron sticks because we really do not need those. So this should be a pretty easy and quick fix, I suppose. We will make that like so, and then we will add long inserter arms right here. We can put a split in here with the copper. Actually, no, that's not really helpful because we need to transform this into copper cables. Alright, so the basic idea is good, it functions. But we do need to change this stuff around. Now we have a lot of copper coming in. We can actually increase this as well, because we have a lot of copper that is not being smelted. Or we can even increase the amount of smeltery fields, right? But I think we can cannibalize some of this stuff that we are bringing down here, because we don't need a whole lot. This is a dead-end system, right? It really is. So it doesn't really bother me. At the same time, the solar panel fields is something of a dead end. We can cannibalize this as well. Or we can even use this over here. This is not a dead end, but it is not being used to its full potential. So we could do that, yeah, why not? We just need a couple of these guys, and that's it. So maybe just... This is very rough and dirty, but it will have to do. Right, so where do we go from here? We need an underground belt, I suppose. Right about there, then we can have a splitter in here. Oh, and we need to add on to this little system right there. So then we have inserters, nothing too fancy. Anyway, I will finish setting this up and I will see you guys in a moment. Actually, I realize I'm being stupid because we could use this, like we could have splitters over here. Turn this into the iron or the copper cables that we needed and just feed it onto that system. So, you know what, I'm just going to do it like that. That is a little bit dumb, but this is a waste of resources and it looks really stupid. So, I'll be right back. Alright, well, the light situation is fixed. This is a dead-end system, so... Well, actually it's filling up now, but at some point, if everything starts running again, it's not going to be filled up anymore, I think. But again, lights are not a big priority, so I'm not too concerned about that. At some point, it's going to receive the materials it needs to produce more. Anyway, The next thing for us to focus on... No! Stop doing that. I created a bunch of those to use for something else. Anyway, yeah, the thing that I wanted to do is we will need to focus on explosives, because of course we are going to need artillery shells, and for that I think we can be pretty sure we are going to need explosives, which are then going to be made to or into something else at the same time. Now to make that we need coal, sulfur and water. Now I was thinking we could make the explosives right here. We already have sulfur passing by, we have coal coming in, all we need is water, and that is where we are standing right now. We have the water coming from the little lake up to the north. And if yeah, this is completely full. So we can just use this little system that we have here and just start running it over in the other direction. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys in a moment. Alright, well, I've brought the water over. We are close to the coal, we are close to the sulfur. So what we need now is, of course, a blueprint that allows us to combine all of these things. Now let's see, we need 1 coal and 1 sulfur. So we can easily combine those 2 things on 1 belt. And I think that this little system that we have here would work out quite nicely for us. So we are going to order this to be built right about there. Alright, so we are going to wait for this to be finished, and we are simply going to start connecting this up. We have a little system over here that we can connect to. So we can go underground here, connect this up. Now this is not connected yet, I think. Well, this connects up to here, but the inside is not connected. And I don't think that's going to be a problem, but we can still connect it up regardless. Just to be sure. Right. Just by doing that, we suddenly have plenty of water. And that is not a problem. Alright. So now all we really need is a connection right about there. And then we need to connect up the sulfur and the coal and put them onto 1 single belt. Alright, so we're going to go... Oh man. Right under there. Yay for underground belts. Lifesavers, really, truly. Alright, and then we are going to have 1 little system connecting up here. We're going to have 1 connecting up here. And so, of course, the coal needs to be brought over into this direction as well. This feeds the train, but the train doesn't consume this at a terribly fast rate, so I don't think we're going to run into any problems there. We will go an underground belt to right about there. Connect this up. Alright, now let's see. I made a bunch of these chemical plants. It seems though they have all run out already. So we're going to craft some by hand. We're going to connect this up, and this is a mistake. And we will wait until this is done. Alright, explosives are now done. Research is also done. So we can focus on military research 4. Now, I don't know exactly what comes after the explosives, but we can be sure it involves something else. I think at some point we also needed radars for the artillery shells. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm just curious now if we have actually automated the radar system. I think at some point surely we must have. We did automate the blue things. I was wondering about this as well, but indeed we do have 100 of them in storage. That is perfect. I actually forgot we did that. Yeah, look at this factory. It's getting quite big. And I no longer remember everything we're making. So these are all the arms, the transport belts, the splitters. We have turrets automated here. We have the robots and robotic centers over here, the engines, several other things that we need. It seems, however, that we have not automated the production of radars. Now that is something I think, like I said, we are going to need. So that is something that we are going to fix now, while this finishes, and then we can go on to artillery, right, which is right there. Artillery shells, look at that. Artillery shell, oh, here we go. Explosives, explosive cannon shells, and radars. Alright, so 8 explosives, 4 explosive cannon shells, and a radar. Explosive cannon shells. I wonder. Explosive cannon shells, we need steel plates, plastic bars, and explosives. Okay, so we can definitely start combining these things into one thing over here. We have plastic bars coming in, so that's not a problem. Steel is also being made over here, and I think, well, we didn't need a lot of that. We need 2 steel plates per, and again, I don't think the artillery shell production needs to be humongous. The slower it fires, it's kind of better for us, because it gives us time to deal with the defense of all of these alien groups, which are definitely going to be attacking us. So, yeah, let's start focusing on that for now. Plastic bars, explosives, steel plates. We need to combine 3 things. And this is a really nice little setup that we can use for it. This is the turret production thing. But yeah, plastic bars coming from over here. Steel can be coming from over here as well. I guess we might as well just kind of place it down like this. There we go. And then we can turn this up and around into, or moving up north basically, instead of down south. We can combine them as well onto a single thing. This thing can still drop onto that belt. That's not going to be a problem. And of course then we need to combine these into a single belt. And this we can feed into one of these guys. Right, so that is explosives. Plastic bars are also being made, and they're still being made in plentiful supply. This is not going to run out anytime soon, so we can put in a splitter again, right about there. We will bring this over. This is just preparation for the future, so that by the time the research is actually done, we can immediately start producing the artillery cannons, which is another big thing that we need to focus on, of course. We can just drag this out along here, I suppose, because why not? Maybe... oh, that's a bad thing. We need to keep that there. Oh. That will feed into here. And then the steel plates. I mean, yeah, we definitely need more iron coming this way. This is very meager. Oh, and also notice, by the way, that these trains have run into a problem where they cannot actually kind of go out here. And that's, I guess, because this one is not high enough. So it tries to leave, and that's another thing that we need to fix. So actually, I'm going to do that right now, because it's important for the iron to come in here, because we can actually use that to create more iron plates, which will feed into our little system of making steel. I think that's important. So I'm just going to run over, and I'm going to change it around and see if that fixes the problem. Well, hopefully the problem is now fixed. I added an extra rail chain signal as well. on the side of the second train, because I realized I have one for coming out but not for coming in. And so hopefully that problem is now fixed as well. Anyway, we are going to park my car right there. Actually, we should probably get a second entrance in here, because using the train entrance seems like a very bad idea. We also don't need this many robots there. Yeah, we definitely need a second entrance. Alright, so here we go. We now have the train coming back into this place where we wanted it, and also of course the research is done, so we can actually move on and start researching artillery. Now this takes a freaking long time, so we will actually be able to use that time really well in preparation of all the ammo that it's going to require. Of course, we can now also make the buffer chests, the storage chests, which we already had, the active provider chests, and the requester chest. Now this one is important. But first let me just put in a split here. This of course is a very meager supply, and it is by no means sufficient. But this is what we're going to want to do eventually. Alright, let me just go underneath here. We will go underneath there. Right, and that should send some steel over. Now we just need to change this into producing explosive cannon shells for all of these. Right, we can get rid of this one. Now, just need to mark this on the map. We are making explosive cannon shells. Right there. Alright, so that's another thing fixed. Now we need to make radars. Now the radars, of course, it will be beneficial for us to make them very close by. I think we are going to leave this space open to create another one of these assembling lines for the low density structures, however. Let's see, for a radar tower, what do we need? 10 iron plates, 5 iron gear wheels, 5 electronic circuits. So, considering the supply problems that we have, that's actually not insignificant. However, we have some iron gear wheels that we can use here. We have some of these things that we can use. Right? So we can cannibalize this. We can use that to create something else. Yeah, we could just grab these two lines, and then all we really need is iron ore to be brought down. And we can actually smelt some iron ore down here from some of the ore that we are bringing in, which is something I was planning to do anyway. And also, let us just check these trains. Right, so right now they're not blocked anymore. That may change, of course, but all the lines are now green, and this is the extra stuff that I added. So you can see the rail chain signal here is red because a train is in this block. However, he can go out. And yeah. No other train is going to try to get in here, but look at that. This train, no train should be... Actually, now it turns green. Now I'm kind of wondering. Ah yeah, this one is now red. So this guy could not pass beyond this point until this train goes up here. Like so. Now this turns green. The other train can come again. He can go down. And these should not collide with each other. So now that's quite nice. We are going to create some smelteries, sorry, out of these last three, I think. And we will do so with the electric electric furnaces, yeah. Anyway, I'll set this up. I'll be right back. Alright, well, we set up a basic smeltery here. A bit quick and dirty because it is a quick and dirty solution, but it's going to work, hopefully. At least proves sufficient, and we can probably expand upon this in the future by just dragging out this line a little bit more. Yeah, okay, so we could just say that this is no longer going to split over here. This is just going to go down there. Alright, gotta be careful of that train. And this is going to go underneath and into here. And this is probably still going to be too much. We could actually split this off and move it onto that belt instead. I think that might be a bit more efficient because look at that. Yeah, we are producing plenty of iron here for now. Let's share the burden a little bit. Right, so what we are going to do is we are going to put in a splitter right there. No. Oh man, come on. We can do better than that. That's going to feed into here, that's going to feed into there. That should be a little bit better. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So that should increase our output of steel, which should increase, in turn, increase our output of these cannon shells. Alright, so another thing that we needed, of course, was the radar, and after that we can make these things. Now these things can be fired from the tank as well, so it might be a good idea to stockpile some of this stuff a little bit. And actually I was wondering, can we cannibalize a nearby steel stream? Because we have steel coming in from over here and it is not being used to its full potential, so we could even reroute some of that steel and add it onto this belt line. And I think that would be a good idea. Maybe. At some point that is not going to... Yeah, because this is pretty much a dead end, so we could cannibalize this. That should not be a problem, right? So we're going to go underground here. And... yeah, we don't need to go super far. Going to drag this along here. Nothing is going to be done with this space except create more belt lines, I guess. So that's going to go right there. This is going to go right there. Perfect. And this is going to go... oh man. That's going to go right there. This is going to go... right there. Oh, wrong side. Alright, and we are getting very close to the steel input. Man, this is why it's so important to leave space between everything you build, because at some point you're going to have to make stupid decisions like this. Anyway, we're going to add this into the top, because we might as well. There's going to be some space at some point, but this is now going to start producing at full tilt, and that means I think that we need to make a passive provider chest. Actually, we still had to. We're going to add some of this stuff in here before rerouting it later on. Alright, and then we're going to get some fast inserters. Power them. And we're going to limit this to, let's say, 1 slot each, because I'm not going to use my tank that much, but it's nice to have a supply that we can call upon when we need it. But really the priority is going to be artillery shells. Right, now, radar. Ah, that's right, we were going to use the iron for the radar as well, and already you can see we're not producing enough anymore, and that's because the train isn't coming in anymore. And why is the train not coming in anymore? It's not blocked, it's simply waiting to be filled, and it takes forever. So we could just say add a wait condition. Time passed 30 seconds until he does empty his cargo entirely. So those 30 seconds had already passed, so he's on his way immediately. We don't see the other train here by the track, but if he was coming back down, he should have been waiting right about there, I guess. We have so many trains driving around now, it's kind of cool. I really like it. Anyway, let's see what this does with the iron supply. Because again, we need it. And I guess we could as well, I might as well just make this stuff over here. And again, we need to combine 3 things. And this time around, it's actually quite a number of these things that we need to make. 10 iron plates, 5 iron gear wheels, 5 electronic circuits. So this warrants their own belt system, right? And of course, if it warrants its own belt system, yeah. Man, we're running out of space here a little bit. Well, we could make the artillery shells right here, I guess, and we could make the everything else we need for the artillery shells right here. Yeah, we're going to have to do this. This is a bit of a mess, isn't it? We need some more space. I don't want to use this. I don't want to bring all of this stuff all the way up there. This is really the only space that is left to us. So we just need to kind of make it work. But we can go underground from across the train tracks, I suppose. Add this into right there. Alright, so this stuff is going to be turned into radars. For that we needed the iron plates. And yeah, we definitely need more iron ore coming this way. Oh my god. Yeah. Alright, so I guess what we can do is we can add... It's all going to be split across 2 belts anyway, so it doesn't really matter which one I connect it to. I guess we might as well connect it up to that one. And we are definitely going to reroute more stuff down here. So I guess this line can be, well, let's say that we add 1, or 1 is going to add onto that existing belt with some of the iron ore, and the rest is all going to put its iron to use over here in this new smeltery. You can see this guy is trying to go out. He cannot because there's a train on the track. Once this guy clears this junction, he's going to continue. Oh, that is awesome. Alright, I figured it out, man. I made it work. That is awesome. Alright. Actually, we can get rid of this here and add it right there. It's a little bit sooner, so it gets split up a little bit faster. It's better. Yeah. Alright, so we have some stuff coming in. And this needs to be connected up to the electricity network. Preferably at a couple of points, because it's just better that way. There we go. This needs to be turned into radars. And man, it takes forever for the artillery research to be done. But that's no problem. It's no problem. Just need to bring these other items over to where we need them. So I'm going to continue hooking this up. Man, I'm messing around with this now, huh? And I'll see you guys in a moment. Alright, that is now set up. And again, this is a really awkward thing to have there, but oh well. Yeah, we're going to add in a support for the robot system. Of course, this needs to have some power. Crap, wrong button. And we're going to limit that to a single slot because we really don't need radars in the system all that much. And then we're going to bring this fine over underground belt to right there. We are also going to do the same thing for this. Now we have run out of the special belts, the red belts, because of course our iron production at the moment is a little bit shit. Sadly, it's just the way things are. Not much we can do about it at the moment, but once we have the artillery, man, there's going to be some epic shelling going on. Right, so those are the cannon shells. We have the radar. And what else do we need? Simple explosives themselves. Not a problem. We already have those in abundance. So, need to go underground here. We will go underground again right there. We don't need this to go all the way up there. Iron can dead end right there. I don't know why this is longer than it needs to be. Sorry. Yeah. What were we doing here? Oh, here's the splitter. Right. That's a little bit stupid, but oh well. Oh man, really? Oh, we can make a couple more of these by ourselves. And again, this is a place where we need to combine 3 things. So we can use the same little transport belt that we had before. Oh man, I guess that doesn't entirely work. Well, we can put it in over here. And that would work out just fine. Alright, well that is production set up for the artillery shells. I guess we might as well also just connect them up. Because we're going to have to do that anyway. And for now, because we have run out of the red shell, or the red belts, we're going to do that right here. Alright, that's the special things over here done. And we don't really need a double line of radars because, yeah. So actually we might change this around a little bit because this is going to stack it up in a double line. We really don't need it. It just needs to be on a single line. And we can do that. Oh, we do need this, of course. We need the exit. Yeah. No. Wait, he's going to go over here. Right. That fixes it. Now the radars are going to be on a single side. It's going to fill up a little bit faster. And that's the whole point, is that it's just not going to need to fill up all the entirety of the belt. It's just going to fill up one side, which means at some point it's going to stop using up the iron plates. And it's going to happen a little bit faster. So, let's mark this on the map as well. This has been a productive day, man. Alright. Radar towers, and here artillery oh, actually that's the one up a little bit. RT shells. I'm going to change that on. I'm going to change that later on. Of course, this needs to have a connection. So, just going to connect it up. Oh man. Whew. Well, this is going to take a little while longer. Actually, we could do another thing. We have, of course, the requester chests. Let's make 2 of those, and let's have a look. Where are we making? Right. Right there. Lanterns are being made. Now, these were being made into wooden things, wooden planks. We no longer need the wooden planks because they're no longer a recipe, they're no longer a requirement. We simply need to have normal wood. So we can change this around a little bit. We can have the robots delete pretty much all of that. We just need to have a supply of wood, and we need to have a supply of copper cables. And that's really it. So what we can do here is actually we will add in 2 requested chests. There and there. We're going to have the fast inserters. We're going to power them up, and these chests are going to request all the wood from the system. There we go. 50k because why not? We don't need a limit of 100. All the wood can go in here. That is absolutely fine. Right, so now all the wood from the system that is still stored in the yellow storage chests should be brought over to these chests, and that will in turn be put onto this belt, and every piece of wood that I pick up is going to be put into the system, and that system is then going to bring it over here, where this is now going to be constantly built up and automated. And this is another thing that we can save a little bit of space on, I guess. Right, robots can fix that up for us as well. So this system has now become a bit smaller. We can use this to make something else if we really needed to. Anyway, we've been playing for some time already, and I think it's about time to quit. But let's just have a really quick look to see. Alright, so yellow science is a bottleneck. Yellow science is a bottleneck because it doesn't get the low density structures it needs. It's not getting the low density structures it needs because it's not getting the steel that those things need. Actually, it is getting the steel it needs. It's just very slow at producing. So we can actually fix that as well by adding in some speed modules. This is a productivity module. Reduce speed, we definitely do not want that. Speed modules. It will consume more energy, but it will be faster. So let's make 10 of those. I will add them in by myself, but for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will hope to see you again for the next episode, where hopefully the artillery production is going to be finished, and then we are going to automate the production of those artillery guns. Now we're going to install them, and we're going to start blasting some aliens to holy hell and create a better supply line of ore. Now we could probably just go in and attack by ourselves, but man, it's just a lot more fun to do it with artillery and automate the process, no? That's the name of the game after all, and for now we still have space and materials to actually do so. Anyway, see you guys next time.